What are the likely implications of this rebase CPI on government policies, especially monetary and fiscal policies?
Okay, thank you. Before I respond to that question, let me make the correction because of people listening to us. It's wrong to say inflation reduced by 10% January compared to December. No. The two CPI are not the same. December CPI is based on 2009 base year, 2009 weight reference period, 740 varieties of products. The computational methodology is not the same. The classification is not the same. Classification of December was called 1999 version, which has 12 divisions. The current rebase CPI has 934 varieties of items. It's not just additional 200. Out of that 740 varieties of items, it was only about 300 that are retained, meaning that we have about 500 varieties of new items in the basket. So it is wrong for people to say December 2024 CPI inflation rate was 34.8 and it reduced in January to 24. No, the two are not comparable. Comparability will start in February when we compute another inflation rate using the same methodology. That's the first thing. Now, what will be the benefit of economic agent in this rebase CPI? It's not just the inflation rate alone. That's what we call weight, consumption pattern. It shows investment direction. In the OCPI basket, food has about 50% weight. But now, the weight of food is only 40%. Meaning that what people are spending on food relatively, not absolutely, has come down. Meaning that there are more items in the basket that are competing with food. Health is very important. Transportation is also important. Information and technology is also important. If you look at the 13 divisions now, you will see that expenditures on health have increased, meaning that government should pay attention to that sector. Also, relative expenditure of household on education also increased with higher magnitude, meaning that people are patronizing education higher than how it was in 2009. Attention should be placed on it. Because when demand is on the sector, don't be surprised if supply is not increased, there will be deficit in the supply. So it's not just the inflation rate that policymakers should look into. The consumption pattern also is also a policy-informed decision that they can make. Now on the inflation rate, yes, the inflation rate we are computing now reflects current inflationary pressure, which will help the monetary authority to take good decision in the adjustment in the monetary policy instrument. You can see central bank now has kept all these parameters constant. That's a good decision because general inflation is not sufficient to take a decision. At least the inflation rate should be looked into first, second, or third month. Let's look at the trend before decision is being taken. Also, private sector or investors as well, they are interested in this new rebase CPI because the inflation we are computing now is not inflation with excessive lag past price changes. It's showing the current price volatility. I can easily take decision to invest in Nigeria. I know the rate at which prices are fluctuating currently. So the risk of bringing my investment here, and when I'm taking it, the value will be eroded because the inflation figure is not definite. No, the inflation figure now is definite, accurate, and it meets global best practice.